Here's a setup tutorial and demo of how to use GatPack. So if you can run this command here in your terminal by opening up the terminal this way and just clicking on terminal using Spotlight Search, great. Otherwise, I'm going to walk through and complete the getting started guide. So I'm not going to walk through how to install LaTeX on your machine. You can look up how to do that. If you do have Mac though, you could do brew install cask MacTeX. Brew is a package management system for Mac specifically, and it comes in a lot of handy. So GatPack is just a normal Python package, and you can install it using whatever system you want to. Pip install GatPack would typically work, but Python discourages globally installed packages. For this purpose, I recommend using UV. So to install UV, if you have brew, do brew install UV. Otherwise, you can go to their website and find out how to do so. But once it's installed, you can do UV tool install GatPack, and it will pull it from PyPy. Then, if you run GatPack help, you should have it here. So, to start your project, you're going to want to change directory into wherever you want to put your project. So for me, I'm going to put it into documents. So if we go cd documents, where the little squiggle just means your home folder. So I am going to go ahead and run the command GatPack init. It's going to ask me if I want to re-download it. That's perfectly fine. Project name, let's name this video tutorial 2 because I already had a failed run earlier. And I'll go through there. And now we have video tutorial 2. So all tutorial 2. Great. So we have a few files here in a directory, reading packet example. So that is the one that you're going to enter into. Okay, so this is really what a GatPack project looks like. Primarily, it's indicated by the compose.gatpack.json file, which contains information about how to build your document. So just to make sure this works before anything else, I'm going to run GatPack compose, and I'll run that, and it will tell me which pipelines are available. Currently I just have reading packet, so I'll run GatPack compose reading packet, and then I'll just put the overwrite there, so in case there was any PDF files that I forgot to take out of the template, it will overwrite them. So I'll go through that, and we should be good. So now I'll check my output. Here, I'll open this up in Finder. I'll go to output, and then we've got two packets here. So we got packet with the footers and just a regular packet. So I'm just gonna open up packet with footers. We got our packet here. Got some online readings. We've got a few PDF files that were added to this. And if we scroll to the bottom, we've got some further readings. You can use VS Code or whatever text editor you want to. If we open up compose.gatpack.json, we can see the setup. The name of this GatPack compose file is Intro Fellowship Reading Packet. The description I just put as packet for Kayak Spring 2025 Intro Fellowship. So what is stored in context? The context provides the values to fill in the placeholders within the document. Over here we've got time period, and we've got time period over here. And we might also have a loop. So over here we have for reading and core readings. We list them all out. And so this is the core readings list, and within each of these is some definition of the reading. What controls merging together these documents which are rendered to PDFs? Well, that would be the pipelines. Back when we ran GatPack compose, we saw that we had one pipeline, and that was reading packet. And here it is. All the steps are like so. You render the cover page using the context from above, and then you just, from this to the PDF here. Same thing for the device readings page from here to here, and then from further readings page from here to here. Lastly, we just combine all the PDFs and save it to output packet.pdf. And more recently, I added the ability to add a footer. If we go to the packet with footers, scroll down a little bit and you can see what I mean. So you have 7 of 49 in the corner here, 8 of 49, and so on throughout the entire PDF. That's what the footer does. So I'll just go up to the top and I'll change this Spring 2025 to 3000 AD fall, and I'll render that. And I'll run that with the overwrite flag, so that way I will delete anything else. And you can see that is updated to 300 AD. Over here we can add more readings just by copying and pasting this and filling out the information there. And if we run it again, we can see I just duplicated those. And to browse the intermediate documents, you can just come over to O1 cover, O2 device readings, O3 core readings, and O4 further readings. If it has Jinja in the name, that means that it was the template file without any of the placeholders replaced. And then if we go to cover.pdf without the Jinja, we'll see what it rendered out to. And this is just one page. If we go to device readings, this was the template, and then device readings without the Jinja will contain what was actually rendered. Same thing for the further readings. The interesting one would probably be the core readings, though. That's kind of the meat of the packet. So within core readings, you'll see I have them labeled with 01, 02, 03, 04. The reason for that is within the pipeline, where I have combine all readings into packet.pdf, this third entry here, where I have the core readings star.pdf, it will select all of the PDFs within this file alphabetically and then combine them. If I wanted to remove what will GPD 2030 look like, I could delete it, and if I were to render out the packet again, it won't appear. If we wanted to introduce another reading, let's say cover.jinja.pdf, just so I can pull a random PDF out, I'll put it over here. Go ahead and rename that to, let's put it right after the first reading. So I'll do O2 cover, rename these real quick, so that way they're in the proper order. Now let's run this again, and let's check on the packet with footers. So we've got the first reading here, and then we've got the second reading, third reading, and then the fourth reading. We'll have to fix that. On to recommended usage for GatPack. So I'm back in the folder that was originally created when we ran GatPack init, video tutorial 2. Everything we were working with just previously is right over here, but I decided to zoom out a little bit more so we can talk about how to manage multiple packets together. My recommended way of doing this would be duplicate this, and we'll just name it like week 1. Maybe you configure this with all of your team settings, instead of just having the defaults, you can put in yours. You are probably not changing your program's name from week to week. You should probably change that. You could also use a general GatPack compose file up here in the root. That also works perfectly fine. I have week 1, week 2, week 3, and you can run each of these individually by going to the terminal and going to that particular week and running GatPack compose there. So this would create within week 2, and if I go up to the root and I run GatPack compose, it'll throw an error because it couldn't find anything. So that's my recommended way. Create a bunch of packets within the top and copy over settings that way, or create a global GatPack compose. Then with all of these together, you could create a GitHub repo create, and I can name it like packets and push it. But yeah, I have to run git init first on this. Then you can share this with your team can make the edits, and so long as they have GatPack installed, they should be able to render out the PDFs as well. A second useful thing is that I've created this massive repository of readings for AI safety groups. These are all the readings that ACE, Harvard's university group, Maya, MIT's university group, and Kayak have been using for the past 3 years, either for their AI safety fundamentals or member meetings. This can be really helpful if you're trying to design your own AI safety fundamentals course, or just select a reading for a members meeting or share papers with others. One of the big benefits of this is I have already created the PDFs for you. Some websites are extremely hard to format. The text will either be like too big or too small. You'll have pictures hanging off the side of your PDF, and when you use this, you can just Control F and search for the PDF that you want and then download it. There's the trimmed PDF here, and there's the complete PDF. The differences between these are that the complete PDF is the unfiltered version of the document, meanwhile the trimmed PDF is down to the subsection that I have labeled here. So that's why you'll see multiple entries for the same reading. Here's adversarial examples are not bugs, they're features. Without any subsection, this one has the subsections 1 through 3, and so while the complete PDF is going to be exactly the same for the two, this will contain the entire reading, but this one will only contain the first 3 sections. That way you're not wasting paper. Lastly, if you're having any difficulties with the software, or maybe you want to do anything custom and special, and you're an AI Safety University group, feel free to reach out to me via my contact page over at mit.edu/help/contact. Send me a message if you're interested in contributing to the LaTeX templates. That would be very helpful because they're very ugly compared with the ones I had originally, which were using a Microsoft Word template instead of LaTeX, which was an awful idea. But anyways, thank you very much. Have a good day.